Have you ever felt like you're just running on a treadmill in your tech career? You're putting in the work, you're grinding, you're learning new stuff, but then you look up and a whole year has passed and you're basically in the exact same spot. If that sounds even a little bit familiar, then this explainer is for you. We're going to break down why that happens and, more importantly, how to finally start making real, actual progress.
So why does it feel like you're stuck in first gear? Well, it usually boils down to a few super common habits that trick you into thinking you're moving forward when you're not. They create this illusion of progress, but the results just aren't there. Let's look at the symptoms.
How about this one? You get all excited, you buy that new React course, you're a few chapters in, feeling good, and then boom! You see a tweet about a hot new framework, and suddenly you're off buying another course, leaving a trail of half-finished tutorials in your wake.
Or maybe you're a trend chaser. One week everyone's talking about Rust, so you dive in. The next week, some influencer you follow is all about a new AI stack, so you pivot again. You're always starting from scratch, never really getting good at anything.
And then, oh man, the advice overload. You're trying to follow like 10 different roadmaps from 10 different gurus on YouTube. And guess what? They all contradict each other. So you just end up totally paralyzed by all the conflicting info, and you do nothing. So yeah, this whole cycle of just chasing shiny objects without ever building anything, this is what we're calling the progress illusion. And to really get it, let's talk about a real story from someone who went through this exact chaotic mess.
So in his first year, this guy, he tried everything. I mean, PHP, Java, Python, you name it, he dabbled in it. He racked up 19 unfinished Udemy courses. He was even buying senior devs coffee, trying to squeeze some secrets out of them. And the result after all that hustle? Absolutely zero. No job, no real skills. He was completely and totally stuck.
After a whole year of just spinning his wheels, something finally clicked. He had this big realization that just changed everything. And this is really the core idea here. He calls it the power of one. The idea he landed on was so simple, but it was a total game changer. He realized it wasn't about what he was learning, it was all about how. He figured out that the only way to break through the noise was with this intense, almost crazy level of focus on just one thing. That's it. Just one. This one little number became his entire philosophy. It's all about cutting through the chaos of infinite options and just simplifying things radically. So what does one actually look like in practice? Well, for him, it meant one stack. He picked Vue.js and Node.js, and he committed to building one full-scale application, something he was actually passionate about. He went all in. No side projects, no peeking at other languages, just total undivided focus. And just look at the difference this made. I mean, the timeline is just wild. Year 1, total chaos, trying 4+ languages, 0 jobs. But year 2, after he commits to that one stack, he lands his first job. And by year 5, that focus momentum carried him all the way to senior developer and tech lead. That's what I'm talking about. Depth completely crushes breadth. Okay, so this all sounds great, right? But how do you actually do this? How can you use this power of one for yourself? Well, the source material gives us a really simple but super effective 3-part system to get it done. It's called the YTC Protocol. Super easy to remember. Y is for you. This is about figuring out your own rules and your why. T is for them. This means picking one mentor, one course, one trusted source, and tuning everyone else out. Seriously. And C is for checklist, building a daily habit of accountability to track your progress. And while all 3 are key, honestly, it all starts with that first letter, Y, you. All right, let's start with you. This means getting brutally honest and making 2 lists. First up, your stop doing list. Stop the tutorial hopping. Stop the endless roadmap research. Just stop. Then you make your start doing list. Start carving out 90-minute blocks for deep, focused work. Start shipping just one tiny pull request every single day. And start journaling what you're learning, because that's how you really make it stick. Okay, so you've got this great plan, but sticking to it when it gets hard, that takes a certain mindset. Committing to one thing means you have to face a pretty tough reality. For a little while, you're going to be a beginner. And learning how to be okay with that, that's just as important as the code itself. Look, let's just be real for a second. You're going to suck for a few months. It's just a fact. Everything's going to feel clunky and confusing. And this right here, this is the exact point where almost everyone gives up. But if you can just accept it, see it as part of the process instead of some personal failure, you've already won half the battle.
And part of embracing that learning curve is using your tools the right way. Take something like AI. You can use it like a vending machine, right? Just asking it to spit out code for you. That's the weak way. Or you can use it like a teacher. The strong prompt doesn't ask for the answer. It asks for the resources to find the answer. See the difference? One makes you dependent, the other trains you to think like a pro. And that really gets to the absolute core of what we're talking about. Being a programmer isn't really about memorizing syntax. It's about being a professional problem solver. It's about learning to ask the right questions and then just solving one tiny problem after another until the big one is finally solved. All right, so we've talked about the problem, the mindset you need, and the system to follow. Now it's time to put it all together. It's time for you to pick your mountain and actually start climbing. So here's the challenge, straight from the source. Give it 180 days, just 6 months. Pick one path and stick with it. No jumping around, no second guessing, no distractions, just 6 months of focused, consistent effort on one stack and one project. And you want to know a secret? The specific path you choose, whether it's React or Vue or Go or whatever, it matters so much less than you think. Honestly, any path can be the perfect one, as long as you commit to walking it all the way to the end. Because at the end of the day, success in tech isn't always about being the smartest person in the room. It's about grit, it's about endurance. The people who really make it, who really win, they're the ones who can just stick it out through that awkward, frustrating beginner phase longer than anyone else. So that brings us right here to the final question, the one that only you can answer. It's time to forget about the perfect plan. Stop chasing shortcuts. I want you to ask yourself, what is the one mountain you are going to climb? What is the one path you will commit to starting right now for the next 180 days?